Problem number 1 is, what is the unit rate if there are 1,760 calories in 8 servings? So we want to find the unit rate with 1 serving. So if we have 1760 over 8, to find the unit rate we would get 220 calories per serving, which our answer would be B. Number 3 is asking which size of yogurt shown on the table has the lowest unit price. So A, 6 ounce, B, 8 ounce, C, 10 ounce, or D, 32 ounce. When you find the unit rate for each cost, they are, for A, your lowest unit price would be about 0.15, B would be 0.13 for 8 ounce, for 10 ounce it would be 0.17 about, and for 32 ounce it's also about 0.15. Therefore your lowest unit price would be B. For number 4, the question asks, Kevin can travel 22.5 miles in 1/3 hour. What is his average speed in miles per hour? So we want to convert 1/3 hour into 1 hour. So when we set up the proportion, you have 22.5 miles over 1/3 hour, and then you multiply that by 1 hour over our x. We put our 1 hour on top because we need our hours to cancel. Therefore, when we divide 22.5 divided by 1/3, we end up with 67.5 miles per hour, or G. Number 5, the table shows the cost for ordering a certain number of pizzas. What is the value of X if the cost is proportional to the number of pizzas ordered? So if we can see from 2 to 3 pizzas, we have an increase of $9.99. Same between 3 to 4 pizzas. So 4 to 5 would also be an increase of $9.99 since it is proportional, which would get us to our answer C, $49.95. For number 6, it is asking, what is the constant and proportionality of the linear function? So we're looking at the increase of cost. So it goes up by 25 each time. Therefore, our constant proportionality is H, 25. For number 7, they're giving us 2 proportions and we need to find out what Z is. So if we do 118 divided by 13, that gets us about 9.077. So then if we divide 59 by 9.077, we're going to get Z equals 6.5, or B. Our number 8 asks, the table shows the relationship between time and distance. Which graph best represents the data in the table? So first I'm going to take a look at the graph, and I'm noticing that it goes up by, the time goes up by from 1 to 5 and then 5 to 10. So when you point or graph these points on our graph, which one makes the most sense? So we're starting at 0, 0, 1, 4, that is about, and then 5, 20 is what we're looking for. So the one that matches with that, and it's showing that it's proportional, would be H. Number 9 is, what is the constant rate of change shown in the graph below? So I just kind of put a few of our data points. So we go over 1, up 3, and then it's 2, 6. So the constant rate of change, if we look, is it's going up by 3 each time. So that would be, our answer would be B. Number 10 is asking, what is the slope of the line from the table before? So if we go look at hours, it increases by 1, so from 1 to 2, and then you need to be careful because it goes from 2 to 4 and then 4 to 8. However, from 1 to 2, when it's going up by 1, the distance is increasing by 50. So our distance is increasing by 50 each hour. So the slope of the line is F, 50. Number 1 wants to find out which size bag of cat food shown in the table has the lowest unit price. Therefore, when we set it up into our division, this size at 40 ounces and costs $8 gets us our best lowest unit price of 0.2. Therefore, our answer is 40 ounces. Number 2 says, the graph shows the savings of Mia and Kyle. What does the slope of each line represent? The slope represents, for Kyle and Mia, the rate of which money was saved. Number 3 says, cyclists were 3/5 finished with their ride when they reached the 15 kilometer mark, how long was their ride? So if we set up a proportion of 15 kilometers over 3/5 done, we want to find out when they're fully done how far that distance is. So when we multiply 15 times 1 and then divide it by the 3/5, we get the answer of 25 kilometers. For number 4, a grocery store sells 6 bottles of water for $4 and 18 bottles of water for $10. Is the cost of the water proportional to the numbers sold? Explain. So if you find 6 bottles for $4, the unit rate for $1, you would get 1.5 bottles for $1. And for 18 bottles for $10, you would get 1.8 bottles for $1. And these rates are not equivalent. For 5, 6, and 7, they want you to solve each proportion, so we want to find out what k is. So first, if you do 0.6 divided by 0.5, you get 1.2. When you multiply 1.2 by 13, you find k, which is 15.6. For number 6, you're given 18.2. On top, you need to find out what j is, and you're given 4 over 16. So if you do 4 over 16, divide that, you get 0.25. Also then, if you take 18.2, divide that by 0.25. Your answer is 72.8. For number 7, you're given 3 over 11.7, and you want to find v. So you do 3 divided by 11.7, which is about 0.2564. And then you divide 6.5 by that, and then you get your answer of 25.35. On number 9, they want you to find the rate of change from the table. So you can see that each temperature is increasing by 5. However, the times are increasing by 2. So if you find time for hour 3, you would have to add 2.5 degrees temperature. And therefore, our rate of change is 2.5. Number 10 is asking, does the graph show a proportional relationship? Explain. So we have 2 things to look at a graph to decide if it's a proportional relationship. Do we have a straight line, and does it pass through the origin of 0, 0? So is it a straight line? Yes. And does it pass through the origin at 0, 0? Yes. Therefore, it is a proportional relationship. For number 11, it asks, if it takes the Ramirez family 3 days to travel 1,560 miles, how many days will it take them to travel 3,640 miles? So I set up my proportions over here. So we have 3 days on top and then 1,560 miles on the bottom. And then on the top of this one, we put our miles first, so our units of miles can cancel. Therefore, it would take the Ramirez family 7 days to complete 3,640 miles. For number 12, the question is, Janelle can get a 24-pack of bottled water for $6.80. How much would Janelle have to pay for a 12-pack of bottled water if the ratios are proportional? So when I set up my proportions, I have the 24-pack as $6.80, and our 12-pack, what we're trying to figure out is X if it's proportional. So when I divide 24 divided by 6.8, we get 3.529, and so therefore I'm going to divide my 12-pack by 3.529 to get the answer of $3.40. For number 14, Jamie and Ryan work at the grocery store. The wages earned for the weekend are shown in the table and graph. Who gets paid more per hour? Explain. So Jamie makes $8 an hour, as each wage is going up by 8 per hour. If you look at Ryan's wages on the graph, his slope is up 7 over 1, so his slope is 7. Therefore, Jamie is making more money at $8 an hour compared to Ryan at 7.